Okay. What I wanted to do, huh?
These two fingers are numb.
Oh yeah,
So,
my hands keep going completely numb, both of them.
oh, bummer.
What's wrong with yours? Carpal tunnel?
No, I hit my elbow.
Oh, and how long's that been?
About a month.
Wow. Yeah, mine's from carpal tunnel, I think, or I have foraminal stenosis also, so it could be from that also.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a crazy 3 weeks.
Right? You feeling better though?
Oh yeah, I feel fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I think because I thought I had food poisoning, and that's why I threw up so much.
Oh,
And
it's
I
because
think
you.
I just wrenched my gut because I was, threw up in the toilet, stood up, turned around, and threw up in the sink.
Oh wow.
And then I was in bed and throwing up at night. It was terrible. But my husband wanted me to see the doctor. And said, no, I think you have a blocked colon. I thought, no, I don't. Anyway, in the hospital for 5 days.
Wow.
But it was like a vacation. My feet were up. I got to do sort of whatever.
And people waited on you.
Waiting on me. I got to pick my menu only for 2 days, but yeah. Anyway, we're trying to get back to another normal. Yeah. But so.
Okay. So what I was thinking, which you had, now that I just realized it, I would like for you to be able to get comfortable with teaching them to go on a circle and changing gait on the circle. I think you were having issues. You're going to hang it out. I'm going to pick on it. Sorry, bud. Gets mad at me. He's like,
Maneuverability.
okay. So changing from a downward transition to an upward transition. We can work on just getting your skills on that. He obviously knows it, but he'll react to what you're doing. So, like I said, it always starts with a back up first, so that way we let them know we're going to be doing something. I never just say, get out on the circle horse, because then they leave for that, even if it's only for like 2 seconds of what's going on before it clicks, it's still 2 seconds of confusion that we didn't have to provide them with. So I always tell them, back up, we have a plan. And then the point is always like over their shoulder, like you're going to expect him to do that. Like, wait, what? He's looking to see what's over his shoulder. And then if you just point and don't kiss, then he should only do this. But if you kiss, no hugs yet, no hugs yet. So when you want him to walk off, you're going to kiss to make sure that he knows that not only did you point for a direction, you also said to go. So go ahead and, this fan's probably too much for right now. So you're going to point with your leading hand, even though he's responding. You want to make sure that your hand that's, oh, there you go. Yep. So you try to stay in one spot. If you need to send him out from you, you're going to put your focus on his rib cage and you're going to say out. So you're going to try to drive his rib cage out. Like there. Good. Now to stop him, you're going to bump the line towards your belly button and you're going to look at his tail like he's got something in his tail. So bump the line towards your belly button. Oh. Okay, I'm going to just demonstrate that real quick.
I went like that, and looking at the rear end.
Right, but it has to be, your body has to say it. So I'm going to tell him, and now I'm going to bump him towards, so I'm going to take my line, I'm going to bump it towards my belly button. I'm going to bend over slightly, and I'm going to look at his tail. Back, back. So the bump, sometimes once we get started to focus on, oh, we got to do this whole change, chase the tail thing, sometimes that bump gets a lot harder than it needs to be. It is just like a tap on the shoulder. It's just meant to be like, excuse me, I want to tell you something, as opposed to an actual, like, do anything to his face. It's just to get his attention. But so if you get the chance to watch back, hopefully it'll show it where, you did the bump and then you just stayed looking straight. You might have looked at his tail, but even at one point he got around you. Okay, so you want to make sure that it's with the intention of seeing if he got something caught in his tail. Or you have water in, so it changes, because if you're looking at that side, it's water in this ear. You're looking on this side, it's water in this ear. So it's kind of like trying to teach you to tip your head down with your ear towards the ground. And that'll help him know what you mean. Back. Good. So when he's doing what you want, you can put both hands just down to your side. Let him just have the responsibility. Because if you don't want him to walk any faster, the more you lead him forward, the faster he's going to walk. Back, back. Ritz. So now I'm going to make it your goal to stop him out on the circle. So what I actually want him to do, and it's going to be a goal because he likes to be on top of you. Some people kind of create that with horses very easily because they don't make the distinction. Okay. When say you told him to yield right here, I want to see his front feet stop and his hind feet do everything instead of walking, in to do it. So if he starts to come in, then that's when you're going to correct the forward towards you. Okay, so if, say, he goes like this and then one step starts coming towards you, without being rude about it, you're just going to say, no, it's not about coming forward. So it's just going to correct his mistake of assuming he's supposed to come forward. If he were to say do it in an aggressive way, then you're going to protect yourself. Okay. Yep, good. You could keep your hand down to your side once he's out there. So that way he knows he's got the responsibility of just being out there. If you need to chase him to expand his circle, if he starts cutting in, then you can just put energy towards his rib cage and tell him out. When he gets towards that other door, go ahead and yield him then. Okay. So what actually happened there was you reeled him in to do the bump. No, but actually, so he was out here with a long line, and then you reeled him in, which drove his nose towards you. He had no choice but to come towards you, right? So the bump is, the reason it's towards your belly button is because if his nose is over there, you're giving him a bump that gives him like a sideways feel, which would cause him to tip his nose in, but we're not going to pull his nose in, which then would cause his feet to follow. So we're not trying to get his feet to follow, we're just trying to get his attention. Yes. And let's just say, as he's being kind of casually listening, if he just kind of keeps walking, and you've asked him with this position, and he keeps walking, you're going to keep telling, okay? So instead of looking here, and then he missed your cue. Let's just assume he missed your cue. If he misses your cue and your focus is there, and now he's over here, I don't want you still being looking over there. Because that's what's actually happening, is why he's ending up on top of you, because you've reeled him in, and then you've allowed him to walk around you. So what I want you to do is I want you to tell him there. If he doesn't spin out, then you're going to tell him there. So just plan on keep telling him and moving yourself in, following his tail to get his tail to move. You need fly spray, huh? I pulled my back doing that hay yesterday. It was 116 bales. And it didn't hurt until about 20 minutes ago. There you go. Back. So you can turn it up if he doesn't respond, but we don't want to start at a volume 10. Out. So go ahead and fix that out there. Just get him out using the whole circle there before we yield him. Good. Okay, so like I said, sometimes we get a little, because that was loud, right? When you banged him on the nose, that was loud. So we want to make sure it's not really a, we want to make sure that it's just a tap on the shoulder.
But it was better, but it was loud.
Right. So, and it may have been necessary because he's been kind of missing your cue. He may have just decided you don't really have an authority yet, but we're going to try to not do it loud this time. So go ahead and give him a bump and yield him. Go ahead and ask him to stop. Wiggle him out of your space. Good. Okay. So I'm going to give you markers that he's not going to get involved with, as far as like they're not going to get in his way, but I'm going to have you try to stop him when you get to this marker, which you don't have to be over here. He's going to be up there. I just want you to have like a spot to tell him. But you have until here to make it happen. Yep, now back him out. So he's probably like a foot inside of his path. So we'd like to keep him where his front feet stay on the path and he doesn't move in towards you. Those are just to tell you where to ask. So I want you to ask at that, and I'm giving you that much grace space to make it happen. Go, go, go. I wasn't calling you. Keep his front feet out there. There you go. So his front feet came in like a half a step. So that's the only thing we have to improve on. But he yielded inside of there. He didn't pass there. So that's a huge improvement from what we were already doing. I know. You did good. You did good. Yep. Keep his front feet. Good. His front feet still came in that one step. So the only thing we have to do is get a little bit ahead of him coming in. I don't think you're miscommunicating to come in. I think he just got in that habit. So just what we'll do is we'll just like for a split second sooner tell him, but don't come forward. And then that should keep him staying out there. Yeah, they already had one meal taken away. They only get grain once a day now, and they only get vitamins. They don't even get grain. Good. So I'd go with that being just a half a step. Yep.
As soon as I bumped him and I looked, then I started wiggling.
Yep. You could even, if you wanted to, your bump can turn into a wiggle. Like do the double bump to say, hey, I'm talking to you, and then say, but don't come forward when I tell you to do this. You might be able to get to the message clear then. So this is kind of fun because this is the troubleshooting part. It's like, how can I change it just enough for him to fully understand it? Where normally he does understand it, but with you, it's a different communication. So now it's like, okay, how do I adjust it for him to understand me?
Yeah, you back up like this. And I'm back up.
I back up like that too. Yeah. I usually bounce it if I'm next to him. Good, good, good. And I like that you didn't stop Tilly back to back, right? You didn't just go, okay, now what do I need to do, right? You made it one fluid movement. So that's good. Now he might even be able to get the understanding. Oh. Good. Well, there was a little chaos for a second there.
This way when I'm looking that way.
So one thing that did happen is you eliminated the first step already about 4 times. So you eliminated the first step about 4 times already. So that's why he was just going sideways, because you didn't ask him to go backward first. So probably about 4 times that you stopped using that. So that when he started going sideways, I had to say something because now he's thinking it's something different. It's okay. You're just being a
But I
good.
know on my end regarding for him to stop, it was a different direction for me to do it.
Right, yeah, it's this
Going
deal.
that way.
Yeah. It's a matter of being ambidextrous and remembering which side. So it's always tip the ear to the ground that's looking at the tail. And the idea is you want your eyes to push his butt away. Back. Good. Good. Those killer flies. Okay, so there's one thing I want to change too, and I'm going to have you do it without the go, because I want him to realize that you're telling him a direction. Okay, so we're going to back him up, and then we're just going to point for him to choose a direction, but we're not going to kiss. And the idea is we're going to ask him to just cross over his front feet and take that step that way, but we're not going to ask him to leave. Okay, so go ahead and ask him to back up, because his departures have not started. They started to get sloppy. Good. Good. Now we're going to tell him to come this towards me, but we're not going to tell him to leave. Good. And put your hand down so he knows not to go anywhere. Good. Change hands. We're going to tell him to go that way without telling him to leave. Wiggle to tell him wrong idea. You're not come. Don't come to me. Don't come to me. Don't come to me. Has nothing to do with me. Don't kiss though. As soon as he takes that step, put your hand down. Good. Okay. So I'm going to show you how clean you can make that. Back. Back. Listen to me. No. No. Yep. Nope. Nope. Listen. Yep. So that's all about your energy. Like my energy was literally like you're just trying to push something a little bit, so that way he understands as soon as you put your hand down, there's no forward to go. But his turns, no, we're not doing that yet. His turns were getting kind of stop. Back. Where he was just kind of fading into the turn, and I want to see him cross over And then, I want to see him leave. Good boy. Okay. So we're going to do just those without leaving, just getting his feet to be more clean. That's okay. So it's all about kind of just gently trying to push something. And based on the position of his feet, I would choose to tell him to turn the other way. I would give him the benefit of the doubt to make it easier on him, to have that front leg yep. See how that front leg's going to be easier to cross him over? And then you could put your support on the shoulder, but be careful how much energy you do, because then you could cause him to walk off. Yep. Yep. Okay, go ahead and ask him to turn the other way. I would turn down the fan energy a little bit and see if you could just kind of like lob it in the direction of his shoulder, as opposed to fanning, because fanning might give him too much driving energy. Yep. Back him up a step, only because that wasn't clean, that was forward. So that was just forward. So we're going to stand directly in front of him. Ritz, I don't know how to help you with these flies, buddy. I sprayed you. I tried a different spray, but I can't help you. There you go. That was the right idea. I'm going to try to... Yeah? Oh, this is actually, I just used this bottle. There's something else in it. It's called Zero Bite. The stuff I use, it's a natural stuff, but I just like the spray bottle. No, I wasn't asking you to come over. Good. Now your down energy was perfect there, because you said I was just loud to tell you to do something, but I need you to know you're good for just standing still. Good. Yep, so now don't change how you're doing it, because see, now you're pointing with a hand that doesn't have a rope. There you go. Yeah, give him a little bump, say not that way. Encourage his nose to turn the other way. Yep. Go up and over instead of under. So flip, yep, there you go. Yep. And stop. Okay. So this time, let's see if we can't use that new turn, which should be more crisp, and then our go with that. So, because what was happening was he was just starting to kind of fade into the circle, and I want him to go this way, you know. So I just don't want him to get in a bad habit of fading into a circle. You got it. Probably chiggers. Yep, I would have taken it down then to say, you're right. There, beautiful. That's what we were looking for. Good. Your energy was perfect all the way around. When he got the right idea, you said you're on the right page, right? When you took your energy back down, you said, you're yes, you're on the right page. And then you said, would you do that again? So your energy didn't get loud and then louder. You just said, that's right. Oh, good job. Do it again. Good. That was perfect. It was clear to him, and your energy was really good. So high kneeled him to get him straight to you again. Yep. Yep. Tell him to do it. Give him a little bump on the nose. Say, hey, I'm talking to you. Yep, just his tail. Stop his front feet. Stop his front feet, just his tail. So you can stay out on the side there and stop his front feet. So, like, let's just say he started going forward and you're over here telling his tail to do something and his front feet start moving. You can control the front feet from here and then still keep your focus on his tail. Because what happens is you're trying to get his tail to move, he starts going forward, then you're trying to get back in front of him to control that. You can control everything from right here. Okay? There you go. Yep. Now put a little support on the shoulder to tell his front feet to do something. And be prepared to gently wiggle to say, don't go forward. If his head turns back this way, give him a little bump to say, no, you've changed, that he got the wrong answer completely. Good. Yep. Yep. Good. Very nice. Good job. So that was really the very first, so now you've done it twice, but the very first time ever you've been able to control just the part that you wanted to control. So that's huge. Good boy. Okay, this time do that, and then give him a go cue. This time do that, and then tell him to go. You can pick whichever way you want. I don't care which direction. He's been doing good turns that way, so. Good. 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 Good job. Good. It's okay. He's convinced that he sees the cones. He's supposed to be doing something. But I like how you handled that because you said, no, that's not what I'm telling you to do. And then once you got back on the right page, your energy came back down. It's such a matter of controlling your energy is what helps horses. So your energy's been really good as far as needing it and then spilling it out. Yep. Makes a huge difference to communicating. So the cones are going to keep confusing him, just so you know. Yep. So he may have misinterpreted the swinging was at his rib cage. That's okay. Try to make sure your focus is only on his shoulder. There you go. There you go. Good. And then let your hand down so he knows he got the right answer. Good. Put your hand up so he knows you're telling him to trot. So your hand forward to tell him, nope. Put your hand, nope. Yep. Wiggle gently and ask him to walk. Good. Good. Yeah, I don't know what time it is. You don't have any No, we have 20 minutes. We still have 20 minutes. Yeah, so when he puts his head down on the circle like that, he was taught to do that. So it's not he's not like getting ready to be silly or anything. He does that because it helps them stretch their top line. But when you ask for the trot, like if he's going around and you're giving him a neutral, yes, you're supposed to be walking. As soon as you tell him to trot, don't just kiss, point him forward so he knows that he's expected to change his gait. Because the double kiss, he could just be ignoring that because he just thinks you're talking, you know. So we want to make sure that he has a cue. Yep. Good. Good. That was like a quarter step. Good. Yep. Good. His
I'm
chest.
always looking at.
Yep. His
Okay.
chest. Yep. And if he's ignoring me, I may try to stare him down in his eye. You know, like, get back. But I start off by asking his chest or his knees. So those are the two places.
That's where I'm looking.
Yep. But if he ignores me, I may be, hey, get back. So there might be a point where I would look up to his eye just to be more predator-like, because it's a very predator thing to ask him to back out of your space. But if I'm just asking, thinking he's going to respond, I start with the chest or the knees. Yep. Yeah, that's his first indication. He understands. Now just tell him what else to do. Good. That's when it can start getting fun, because then you can start doing really detailed puzzles, because you could say, I need you to just move your front foot this way. And you don't even have to get the crossover. You could tell him to just move this one. And then you can start doing really cool things because you can control every foot and the nose, and, you know, then it gets fun. Good. Yep. Good. Good. That was much cleaner. See how his front feet crossed over? Much cleaner. Keep your hand down so he knows he's doing the right thing until you're going to ask him to do something different. There you go. Good. Good. So what might be happening there is when you do have to turn up the energy and he still hasn't backed up, you still take this pause. So he's kind of being led to believe that he did whatever it is the energy created. So, because instead of, so let me just borrow him for a second.
So I'm saying, when I start saying backs, half the time I might be stopped wiggling.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. So you've wiggled and said back, and then you've gone like this, and then you kind of pause. See, now he didn't know he's supposed to leave. But if I said back, back, and then I don't stop, he knows he's supposed to leave. But I think the pause is what's making him think he must have done it. You know what I mean? Like, because that's what teaches him that he did it right. Yes. Yeah. Because it's almost like you initiate it and then you wait to see if it happened. And that pause where you're waiting to see if it happened, he's like, well, I must have done it. There you go. See, now he knows he did it. Yep. When his nose turns, you know he's on. There you go. Good. Good. Awesome. So you guys are having a great session today. I know, I'm interesting. So now, in that case, he was in a bad position to do it without taking a step forward unless you told him enough backward energy that he would have crossed this way. Because his feet were like this. So his choices were move forward to make it happen, or you had to tell him, I still want the crossover, but obviously because of the way your feet are, you're going to have to do it from behind. But you have to give him more of a backward feel so he understood that's what you meant. Because if you were saying go, or even just trying to suggest that movement, he would have had no choice but to try to step forward to try to make that happen. So you pay attention, like right now, his only option is either to go this way or to tell him with a backward enough feel that this can cross behind. He can do either, just you have to communicate it. Good. Now he's in a great position to go that way. Crossing over the front. Yep, yep, yep. Good, good. He's like, when are we going to hug? Good, good. There you go. I was going to tell you that. Good. So in a way, in that direction, you change it up a little bit. In that direction, you tend to change it up a little bit. You kind of did a pull and a, okay, instead of just bumping him towards your belly button, you do it good the other way. This way, your hands kind of do their own thing. So there's a lot of rope chaos. So instead, just try to take, when he starts coming around, see if you can't get a feel. I'll take him. We'll get him eventually. Okay, that was better because I felt you feeling it. That was better because I felt you feeling it. You're like, oh, I kind of have to be a little bit more like this. So I felt you kind of feeling your way through that one. So that was actually better. Where before it was just kind of chaotic. Now I feel like you're actually like, oh, you're walking through. Yeah, you're walking yourself through the mechanics of it. Okay, see if you. I think you've got it now. So see how his turn got unclean again? Yep. Maybe in this direction. I think in this direction your feet are staying more planted, where you can step and tell his tail to do something. So I think your feet are kind of staying more planted, and he's ending up getting over here on you. So make your focus be, I'm going to chase his tail. So even if it takes, as he goes around, you're just going to keep making a step towards chasing his tail. And I think once you get to where your body's telling him, I'm coming after your tail, because the other direction you have good. This direction we're having a little bit of trouble, only because I think it's just working that side of you. But I think what's only happening is that you're just kind of standing in one spot. So I think if you start chasing his tail, and I always step out with the leg that's going to get closest to him. Okay? Yep. Yep. There you go. Okay, so from a standstill, so you're going to give him a little bump on the nose and step out. I want you to get that mechanic feel of how to get that, because still you were kind of standing there. You almost seem a little frozen. Yep, but still in a very like frozen kind of way. So I want it to be like I'm telling you to move your tail. So I'm just going to just demonstrate real quick what that posture looks like. Stop, silly. So from a standstill, ask him to yield his hind end away. Yep, you got it though. Don't quit. Good. There you go. There you go. Now see if you can do it without that much energy. Stop the forward. So you're going to wiggle to stop the forward. Yep. Stop the forward. There. Good. Good. Now see if you could do it by just looking. You should be able to take down all of your support energy and be able to do it just by looking at his tail. Stop the forward. There. Okay, try again till he figures out that you mean it. Good. Good. One more. There. Good. So now you just trained your body. So tell him to go out on the circle and do that again with him on the circle. Exactly how it felt to do that. you're going to have him do it while he's moving now. Good. And make sure it's on his tail and not accidentally on his ribs. Okay. Yeah, because if you look at his ribs, he'll go sideways. Good. Better back up. Good. And that's cleaner. Good. Good. Till he walks. Ritz, go. There you go. That's better. I think you second guessed yourself as you started it. You started it and then you quit doing it. So that is what's happening because you just did it there. So you're starting it and then you're quitting it. So you're asking and then you're looking at him like, hey, are you going to do this? Okay. Instead of saying, right. Because you're actually checking in him. You did it 3 times with him like just now. You said, hey, you going to do this? Right. So he has no reason. He has no reason to believe he hasn't done it yet.
Oh, what do you want me to do?
Good. There you go. And you caught yourself in each of those almost pauses. Did you feel yourself? You're like, oh, I was going to pause. Oh, yeah. Yep, get a clean departure. Yep. Good. There you go. There. Good. All right, now we actually used up our time. Good. Good. He loves his hugs. Yep.